So we're starting today off at a Dollar General. Big surprise, but it's not to get a 50-cent colonial. It's because I kind of don't have something I really need to go geocaching. Yeah, I don't have any pens with me. That'll work. All right, now we got these out of the way. I've already gotten every single geocache in this area. I'm in Lakeview. I was in Stanton, Sand Lake. Everywhere I've been today, I've gotten every geocache. It's not a long-term multi-cache. But we're heading up to Big Rapids, and I guarantee there's going to be a bunch of caches there, and I have not got a single cache in Big Rapids before. So let's go up there. We're about an hour and a half away and see what we can find. All right, we made it to Big Rapids. I literally just pulled up the first geocache off the highway. No clue what it was, but I just pulled up to it. It's going to be a light post cache, but might as well check it off the list. Because I read the description, it just says skirt lifter, and I'm going to need two hands as always. Longest sign, let's shove her back. Got her back in the hole. Easy start for the day. But as always, I don't plan what caches I'm going to grab. I just open up the map randomly throughout the day and find the nearest cache to me when I have a minute. So first one's going to be a light post. Next one might be a gadget. Might be a mystery cache. Might be a virtual cache. God knows. Let's get back on the road. So as I was logging that cache, I realized there's one right across the street. It's a fake rock cache. It's at a golf course and a Holiday Inn. We're going to wander out here and see if we can see this. It is a low-level difficulty. And there's a rock wall right in front of me. I'll show you now. So it says fake rock cache. And there's a lot of real rocks here. I'm going to pull the GPS up and see how far down we have to go. I've been looking for a minute. I'm assuming this is a hide-a-key fake rock cache. The GPS puts it way further down the wall than I actually am, but I've been looking at every crack and every crevice for a hide-a-key. Is this one right here? I picked up every little rock. That's a real rock. And I'm not seeing it, and it has been found recently. So I'm not quite sure what to think here, unless it's up in the trees, but up in the trees is private property of the golf course. Wouldn't be the first time I found one on private property that shouldn't have been there. So the GPS puts it right here. You can see these trees on Google Maps. And it's right parallel with these. And I'm not seeing it. Like I said, I picked up all these small rocks. And I'm still not seeing it in any of the cracks or crevices down here. There's something down there. It looks like a beer can. I don't know. Do you guys see something? Because I've walked every corner of this rock wall. Unless it's up there where it's not supposed to be. I was about to DNF this one, but whoever found it last wedged it way in there. I pulled it out a little bit, though. Can you see the cache? Because I couldn't. It's right here. There's a code on it to get a reward, though. Alright, there's a little bison tube inside the fake rock. There's also a code in the fake rock that I'm not going to show you. Because you can get a reward without actually doing it. Where's the fun in that? Let's put this back. Back in the hole you go. I'll put it right back where it was so other people can't find it. Alright, first cache today was a bit of a letdown. Light pole cache, easy find. That one was a little more challenging, a little more fun. I don't see any more on my direct routes that I can grab here in Big Rapids though, so let's see what we find next. You'll know right now. So I realized there is one more cache here I can get in the industrial end of town because I'm not going downtown. But the problem is, it's at the end of the road I'm driving down. It's called Evergreen. The hint is magnetic. But the last 3 people to look for this were at DNF. It hasn't been found in 4 months. But there's a few other miscellaneous DNFs. Maybe it's one of those little nano caches. Not the highest of hopes, but always might as well just go check it out. And I'm sorry my camera is bad. I didn't realize how bad this road was when I started filming. Let's go down here and try and find it. The truck isn't moving. I read through the logs, and the people that DNF'd it had 0 fines, 16 fines, and like 42 fines. So it might be here, it might not. There's a woman standing right behind me at her car. So it might be a little quiet filming because You never know how to judge people. All right, I got out and started looking, and that woman just yelled, "It's been removed!" Apparently she lives in a house right there. She wasn't mean or anything. She was actually really nice. But there's a huge underground bee's nest right there. So they removed it and reported it removed because so many cachers kept getting stung by the bees. So I'm going to report it and make sure the owner takes it down, because bee stings aren't fun. I mean, I'd rather be stung by a bee than get more poison ivy, but still, got to DNF it, not because I couldn't find it, because it's literally not there. All right, we're going to see what else we can find today. But before we get back on the highway, there's a Dollar General with a 50-cent colonial calling my name. Haven't even pulled up any details about it yet, but let's get in here and find it. All right, the hint says 6 foot up and puts it behind the dumpsters here, so let's see how tall this fence is. Is it exactly 6 foot? I'm 5 foot 15 inches. Yeah, it's probably about 6 foot. But it puts it right back here somewhere. Level 2 difficulty and terrain. And it's not going to be inside the dumpster. That is not allowed. So we just got to figure out where on this fence we got to get. And I've walked down the fence already. I'm not seeing anything. It's not supposed to be inside. My only other thought was the coordinates are off and it's not on the front side. The back side, it's on the front side. And this needs 2 hands to get off. So I'm going to pull these off with 2 hands. So I'm reading the logs. The last person to come try and find this was a DNF. There's a lot of needs attentions. There's a lot of trash back here. So people come back here and just destroy stuff apparently. And a few people reporting that it kept falling and going on the ground. So it might be inside the dumpsters where you're not supposed to go. I'm going to look around a little bit more and hopefully this isn't a DNF, but no high hopes with all the logs like that. Well, it's definitely not around the back side where it was supposed to be. I'm going to walk in here quick. It puts it right slap dab in the middle by these posts here. And I'm still not seeing a cache. It says 6 feet up. This fence is 6 foot tall. There's a string here. The cache was probably attached to it. But I'm not seeing the cache anywhere. Just a bunch of garbage. But yeah, this is exactly where the GPS should be. There's fishing line. It's probably holding the cache up. I'm going to put it on as a DNF and needs attention. That's 2 DNFs in a row. The first one wasn't really a DNF because it had been removed and I was told it had been removed. This one was obviously hanging from that fishing line. It's 6 foot up. Who's going to tie a fishing line behind a dumpster? And it was in the exact GPS coordinates. So this one is definitely missing as well. I'm going to rate the owner on this one. I already wrote the owner on the last one. And we're going to see what else we can find today. But from here, straight up the highway for about an hour and you won't see me. All right, we made it to Cadillac, Michigan. We're at a reservoir. There's 3 caches here. I've already found one of them a long time ago. The other 2 have a lot of favorite points. We're only going to go after 1 today because I don't have the time to go trudging through the woods, and this one isn't too far off the road. It's called Caches in the Mail. Has been found recently, and spoiler, when I went to check the logs to make sure this has been found recently, there's a picture of the cache right there. It's exactly what I thought it would be. But you're going to have to wait to see exactly what this is. It's right over here. You guys love the little autumn color. The leaves are finally starting to change around here, but the cache is about 140 feet into the woods here. So let's go trudging and see what we can find. So someone did post a picture of this log saying the cache is nowhere to be found. By the way, there's a trail camera there watching us, and I can already see the cache. It is what I was expecting, and it is not what I was expecting. It's a little tiny micro handmade mailbox. And it just has a log in there, no trinkets. All right, log is signed. Tell me that's not the most adorable little mailbox you have ever seen. Time to put her back, though. Man, there we go. Definitely going to film a short on this one. But there you go. Cache is in the mail, everybody. I was looking at going to get the other cache with a bunch of favorite points, but you can't get in from this way. It's all washed out and muddy. And the other way, there's cops sitting on the other side of the reservoir. It's camped out, so I'm not going to bother trying to mess with that. Plus, I got stuff to do. On to the next one. All right, just finished up with that cute little mailbox one. That's been there for 14 years, by the way. I'm pulling out of my customers. I literally see there's 2 more caches on this tiny stretch of road. So let's grab this first one. I haven't looked at the second one on there to make sure it's been found recently, but this first one has. And it's right off the side of the road by the airport in Cadillac. I can literally see this cache sitting in a tree from my truck. Let's grab it. Yep. You can see the pill bottle just sitting there. I wonder if the other one down the street is just as easy. This thing literally has a hard-covered book worth of paper in here. It's not going to be needed to replace anytime soon. All right, sticking the cache back. I don't have enough hands to do this. But there we go. Right back down in that tree. I'm going to drive down the road and see what this next one is. All right, next one. About a quarter mile down the street. It looks like it's on the fence of the airport. I don't know if that's legal, but we're going to go find it. GPS puts it right here down towards the fence. Didn't look and see the container size or anything, but I think I see it really just sitting around there. Yep, all faded. It says geocache right on it, and got coffee because that's the name of this cache. This is probably hidden a lot better in the summertime, but all the trees are dying off, leaves are gone, things are going to be easier to find for a while. And then when the snow falls, this will be impossible to find because it's going to be buried. And just like the last one, this thing has basically a full notepad in it, so it's not going to need maintenance anytime soon as long as it stays dry. And this is in a pill bottle inside that coffee creamer thing. So it's going to be good for quite a while. Yeah, it's pretty well waterproofed. It's a pill bottle inside a coffee creamer bottle. I'm going to put the lid on her quick. And she was literally just sitting on the ground here. Just like that. So there we go. Today's going to be some easy ones apparently, but God knows what we'll find. From here, we're heading up to Fife Lake and then all the way across the state. So I had no idea what I'm going to find, but we'll see what we see on the map. I think I found all of them on the way to Fife Lake, though, so it's going to be a while. For me, at least, to find another one, but you'll see in a minute. So I lied. I have not gotten all of them in Fife Lake. I've gotten them around the highway version area of Fife Lake. So there's a half dozen in Fife Lake. I'm only going to go after one, and it's at the Fife Lake Park. It's a level 2.5 difficulty. The description says he doesn't know if this is considered a micro or a nano, and the hint is maybe later. It's about 2 miles up the road, right on my way. We're going to stop at the park quick and see if we can grab this one or not, because he said experienced cachers will find this in a heartbeat, and inexperienced ones will probably DNF it. Let's find out. He also says it's a unique container, but we'll only find out if we find it. Be there in a minute. All right, we got to Fife Lake. There's the lake. The cache is somewhere over there by that pavilion. Not much of a pavilion. There's not even a table in there. But it says the cache is right here somewhere. I hope that's not it. Doesn't look like it. That's not it. That doesn't come loose. Not sure what all this is. And that's just busted. I'm going to turn the GPS on and make sure I'm in the right area. Might be on the electrical box. Let's check that out next. Being a level 2.5 difficulty. That's a real outlet. That's a real outlet. That is really locked. This looks like a magnet. There's the cache. Completely destroyed though. We're going to try and sign it and write a note to the owner of the cache. Well, I tried to sign it. It's kind of on there. Stick this back on there quick. It even says Geo for geocache. That's kind of funny. I don't know how old this cache is. I'll look when I get back to the truck and let you know. But we're going to log this one and write the owner and let him know their cache is screwed up. I looked it up. I logged the cache. I wrote the owner. That cache is 14 years old. So it's probably original. God knows. There's not a lot of logs on it. A lot of people haven't found it, which is weird. But we are in the middle of nowhere in some tiny town called Fife Lake, Michigan, off the highway that no one knows about. So we'll see what we find next. I got to get back to work. See you in the next one. This isn't the end of the video, but I don't know why I'm signing off. See what we find next. So we just pulled up to our last cache of the day. It's level 2 difficulty. Hasn't been found in a month. The last person to look for it did not find it, but someone found it the day before them. It's called Out of the Obvious, and the hint is stump. In the description, it does say, an experienced cacher, your eyes will focus on one thing. It is not in that one thing. So I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's a hollowed out stump. It's somewhere over that way, and we're going to get out of this truck and try and find it for our last cache of the day. All right, we just hiked over from the parking lot way over there. GPS is putting it somewhere in here. I do see a stump. That would probably be the obvious stump. But we're going to have to get back here and do some more digging. Here's another stump. This is a small size container. There's actually a lot of stumps back here. Those stumps are real. GPS comes up on this stump, I believe. Like I said, it's not the obvious stump is what the description says. Oh, that falls right apart. I'm not sure where else it could be. But we're going to get to wandering. I have not checked that big stump over there, but the GPS doesn't put it over there. It puts it over here. So I'll let you know when I find some more hard evidence. Okay, so this would be the obvious stump. Oh, it is right there. All right. Official geocache. I don't know if there's going to be anything in here besides the log. Doesn't look like it. Let's get her signed. Looks like someone skipped the band class to make this log, though. All right. We got to find out what page we're on and get to signing. All right, we got the log signed, shoved back in there. I was wrong. It hasn't been a month since someone found this. It's been 3 months since someone found this. But, ooh, there's a stump right there. Let's put this back quick. It was right down in there. Easy enough. That is kind of the obvious stump. The GPS does bring us over that way to that stump behind the tree there, though. Still, not a very difficult find. At least we didn't end the day with a DNF, which is our tradition half the time. I should really look where I'm going while I'm filming and talking and walking. I'm not that intelligent. But this is day like 10 or 11 or 12 or 13 or 14. I have no idea of filming full vlogs every single day. I'll be putting them out once a week though. Because if you can tell behind me, the leaves are starting to churn. That means winter is right around the corner. And I'm going to be bundled up in Carhartts and unable to find half these geocaches because there's going to be a foot or two of snow on the ground. And I'm going to have to pause geocaching for the season. And I want to make sure you guys got videos. Even though as of filming this, I'm currently at 61 subscribers. I'm trying to build that up. Why not? And if you haven't already signed up to Upside, I'll put a link in the description. I'm not directly sponsored by them, but I do use them on a daily basis. There's a referral code. I get an extra kickback per gallon for everybody that signs up with my code RE4ME. Probably put it up there when I edit. But we're done caching for the day. I got about 4 more hours on the road. So, deuces.